Welcome to WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, a hyperlocal news service of the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders throughout West Michigan. I'm your host, Janet Zahn. It's my pleasure to welcome to our program this week Nicole Rapacki, Recycling Coordinator and Educator with the Grand Rapids Department of Public Works. Welcome, Nicole. Thanks for being here today.
Yes, Janet. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, I think that not everybody gets excited about trash or our materials management, as I believe the proper terminology is now. But I'm someone who is actually really interested in this, and you're here to talk to us about some input the Department of Public Works is looking for from community members with regard to how our discarded items are picked up. Would you introduce the program for us?
Yes, of course. Thank you. So the program that the City of Grand Rapids is looking into is called a single hauler program. So single hauler meaning the City of Grand Rapids would be the sole hauler for trash and recycling for residential service. So that means it would just be our trucks coming down your streets.
Right. Currently, I notice every week there's various trucks that are coming around, and more trucks means more wear and tear on the road and more air pollution and all of that kind of thing. So there could be some real advantages to the single hauler program. Can you say a little bit about any ways that will affect people in the neighborhoods?
Yes, definitely. And you brought up some really good points there. Having multiple trucks come down your road. So if it's the single hauler system like we are looking to do, it'll be just City of Grand Rapids trucks. So that eliminates 2 or 3 other trucks that are potentially coming down all of City of Grand Rapids streets. So as the City of Grand Rapids hauler, we already come down every single street. We're going down every road, every neighborhood throughout the City of Grand Rapids already. Now, we do have other competitors and other haulers that are throughout the city, but those haulers don't always go down every street. They have select customers and select customer bases, but we have already been talking to those haulers, so we're not just going to throw them to the side. They know this is coming, but we're trying to be more green, so less trucks on the street, less wear and tear on the street, and again, speaking to those other haulers, we're taking such a small fraction of their customer base that they welcome us taking control of this single hauler system in the City of Grand Rapids.
So what I'm hearing you say then is that the other haulers are okay with this. They are supportive of this change?
Yes, we've had multiple meetings and multiple discussions with them, and they go more into the commercial space. So those are going to be your restaurants, your hotels, your bigger businesses, and that's kind of where they get their bread and butter for their business. Whereas City of Grand Rapids, our biggest customer base is that residential space. So in talking with them in a few negotiations, they were wondering why did the City of Grand Rapids not do this sooner, right? And going to a single hauler system, again, residents will see just our trucks. It won't be confusing. They'll know that the truck comes down this street only on, say, Friday is your trash day, right? Mm-hmm. We won't have other trucks coming down there during the week. It'll limit noise pollution. It'll limit, again, wear and tear on the roads, all these different things, traffic. So we're looking to go forward with this single hauler system.
It sounds like there's a lot of great benefits to this. Is this only for trash? Does this include recycling? How do those things work together?
Yes, of course. So this would be for trash and recycling, both those curbside systems that we have. So you have your red top lid or a blue top lid if you have the older system for our trash, and then you also have your yellow top lid for our recycling. So those would stay the same. If you are currently a customer with us, with City of Grand Rapids, nothing's going to change for you. You're still going to have that high quality of service at your door, but we're also looking into how we can improve our services. So trash, recycling, yard waste at curbside during yard waste season, like we're in right now. Mm-hmm. Also bulk season. So bulk items, couches, big tables, things like that. We're looking to get feedback on all of these systems and see how we can do better. If there's something that our system isn't doing so well, we want to know how we can improve.
Yeah, the bulk thing is a big deal.
Yes, definitely, yes.
I know there was a mattress left out on the road, kind of there's a little alley or end of a street near where I live, and someone just decided, I don't want this mattress, and they left it there. And the recycling truck or the trash trucks don't actually go down there. And it was there until I called the city and said, hey, can you come and take care of this? And of course they did, like within a day. So yes. I want to give a shout out to 311 services
yes.
and know that they're very responsive. But if we have a system in place where people aren't just abandoning things on the curb, that's obviously a better solution.
Right, definitely. And like you brought up, that is one big problem that we do have in this city is abandoned mattresses, trash, different things in alleys. And we do have corridor cleanup crews that do help with those. But also we have our 311 services that help us know when a resident calls in about those. Mm-hmm. So if you do see something like that, we recommend you do call 311 and we can get some of those things done for you. We're trying to work in tandem with the community so that we have our eyes and ears, but of course our community is always out there. They're our eyes and ears, and we really want to open that line of communication so that we can make your neighborhoods as beautiful as they can be.
I love this. I love that the city of Grand Rapids is looking for solutions, looking for ways to improve life, our standard of life in all different kinds of ways. The idea that Grand Rapids also seeks community input on important initiatives, I think is a really cool thing. And I don't believe it happens in all communities. So I want to invite you to talk a little bit about this input opportunity for residents. And, you're looking for people to share what their experience is, what they'd like to see. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Yeah. So this whole input that we want from the public is so that we know what the public's thinking, of course. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, we can be in our own little bubble and we hear little snippets here and there when we are out in community, but this is a bigger effort. Mm-hmm. We want to hear from everyone. We want to hear some things that maybe you think we don't want to hear. We want to hear it. We want to hear if you have trouble with loading your trash account online or through the phone. We want to know if you think there's a better way that we could do bulk pickup. Do you not like stickers? Do you not like having to pay for bulk pickup online? Are there other ways that you think that we could improve those services or maybe create a new service? Mm-hmm. We're always open to investigating ways that we can have these better services because we're here to serve the community. We're here to serve Grand Rapids. So we want to know what the people of Grand Rapids want.
If I want to fill out this survey, how do I find it?
Yes, of course. Great question. So this is an online survey. It's through public input. So it's on the public input page on City of Grand Rapids. So if you search up the public input, it'll bring you to that page. And there are so many surveys on there. There's always different things that we want to know, not just in public works, but across the board. But for our survey, it's going to be the single hauler survey. So single hauler survey. And that one is going to go through. It's about a 3 to 5 minute survey, so it's not going to take you very long, but it's just going to ask you a few questions about what you think of your current service, certain things that you would like to see improved. We're looking at doing updating some of our trash. We're looking at updating to organics, and so curbside is always a potential for organic waste. But we'd like to hear what the community thinks. We want to know what maybe something they're already doing that they think that the city could adapt to as well. So our ears are open and we're ready to hear what the community has to say.
And as somebody who did fill out the survey, I can attest to the fact it's quick. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes to do it. So it's a great investment of your time to share your thoughts and your feedback with the city. I think you raise a great point about how in the public service arena, we have our lingo, we have our jargon, and we speak it, and we think we know that everybody else understands it. And I think that the idea of checking in with the community, do you understand what we're saying? and because that's part of the information that you get back is, they did not understand what we're trying to do, or
right.
Or it gives an opportunity to refine the communication if you need to, and to as well, of course, of seeing what there's support for and where we can refine and improve the services that we're offering. I think it's a great opportunity for people to weigh in on this.
Definitely. And you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's a really good opportunity for customers, residents, even if you're not our customers, come on and take the survey. If it's something that you've been thinking about switching or you don't really know that much about our services, please come check us out. It's really comprehensive. You can answer very quickly, as you mentioned, but also just get your voice heard. And it's something to get people's wheels turning and ask more questions. If you have questions, please reach out to Public Services as well. We're always here to answer those questions and get community involved. That's all we're really here to do.
Is there a timeline? It's like, when do you want feedback by, or is it just sort of ongoing?
So it's ongoing currently, but we are looking at implementing what we receive. So we're hoping to go through the end of the summer, most likely, depending on how public input goes, and going to other community events as well. But we'd like to see this service implemented somewhere between 2026, 2027. Could be a little bit later, a little bit earlier, but we have a little bit of time. So we are right in the midst of trying to get all that public opinion so that we can curate these new services.
Do you have a goal as to like how many responses you're hoping to get?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So of course we want to get as many as possible, but we would love to get, if we could get 10,000 responses, if we could get more, that would be excellent, because we know that the city of Grand Rapids is a very large city. You're not going to get everybody to take it. I understand that.
Everybody won't.
Everybody won't. That's okay. But we would love to have as big of a pool as possible. And we want people from all different neighborhoods. We don't want just from one side of the city. We want it from all areas.
Right. I was just wondering about what your efforts are besides this. As one of your efforts to get the word out, are you targeting either different neighborhoods or Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3? I mean, how are you going about the process of trying to ensure that the input you get is reflective of our whole community?
Yes, definitely. Great question. So we are trying to get as many people to respond as possible in all of the wards, but some of the ways that we're trying to do that, not only coming on here, but working with neighborhood associations directly.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, I've worked really hand in hand with them as far as my time here with the city, and they are a joy to work with. They know their neighborhood so well, so it's really great to work with them so that I can understand what they might need. How is Ward 1 different from Ward 3? How are the residents in West Grand different from East Town? So trying to find those areas that we can canvass differently and effectively.
Yeah, I think that's great. What I didn't do in the very beginning here is just to talk just a little bit more about your role in general as a recycling coordinator. Can you quickly share a bit of what we're doing as a city to improve our recycling rates?
Yes, great question. So City of Grand Rapids currently is around 22% of our materials are diverted. Now, by diverted, I mean not only recycled, but composted, or reused, donated, things of that nature. And the national average is actually closer to 30%. So we're slacking a little bit. And we'd love to have about 45% of materials diverted. That's where organics comes in. That's where recycling better comes in, all of these things. So part of my job is to get that done, right? So there's so many avenues. So that's learning how to recycle better, ways we can recycle in the city of Grand Rapids and outside of it. For example, there are styrofoam recyclers that are just outside the city of Grand Rapids. We cannot recycle styrofoam here, but I have different areas that I tell folks to go to take that white recycling or white styrofoam to be recycled. So it's all these different things of diverting material away from trash.
Right. The one last question that I wanted to ask is, which I think will be of interest to people, is how will this impact the cost of their trash and recycling hauling?
Yes, very good question. So as far as the price, again, we are a pay per tip. So every time you put out or present your trash cart for pickup, and when we pick it up, we are taking money out of that account per tip. So if we do have the entirety of the residential community with our system, we do expect prices to go down.
Nice.
Yes, definitely.
People like to hear that.
Yes. And that is one great plus to this system.
one more time, will you give the website where people can take the survey?
Of course. So if you would like to take the single hauler survey with the City of Grand Rapids, you are going to go to the public input page. So if you look up GR public input, and you should go there, you can scroll right down and it's going to say single hauler program. And that's the survey that we're asking you to take today.
Thank you so much. Nicole Rapacki with the Department of Public Works in City of Grand Rapids. You've been listening to WYCE's Community Close-Up, a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, a hyper-local news service of the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. I'm your host, Janet Zahn. That's our program for this week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you so much.